This is standard thread for sewing on buttons. Even as a 12-year-old, Clemens Gütermann was working this machine. At the time, it was his holiday job.
The movement was always very simple. 1, 2, and banderole. 1, 2, and banderole. 1, 2, and banderole.
Yarn and thread. For 5 generations, the Gütermann company has been Germany's leading producer of sewing materials. The spinning and reeling machines run around the clock. They produce enough thread every day to encircle the earth 5 times.
220er oder auch ein 192er.
The company also uses 7 tons of dye per day to color their products. Gütermann's business manager clearly loves his work.
You can't imagine a world without thread. It's what holds everything together. You find it in all types of clothing, in furniture, and industrial textiles. Even batteries have twine in them.
Selbst in Batterien sind Fäden.
Bei mir war es früher mal 7, vielleicht ist es inzwischen mehr. Ich habe sogar meine frühere Schweizer Uniform.
The company is managed by a trio of bosses.
Aber ich bin aber zuversichtlich, dass wir es hinkriegen.
Ja, natürlich schon. Wie sieht es jetzt eigentlich mit den Färbereimaschinen?
Gütermann is German, the other 2 are Swiss and Austrian. They aren't physically related to the Gütermanns, but they do feel like they're part of the family.
Da wir alle eigentlich aus Familienunternehmen.
Well, because we all come from family businesses, we've got it in our blood. That's an advantage. It's not difficult to turn business relationships into good friendships, although that doesn't mean we don't get into arguments when there are disagreements.
Streiten, wenn wir uns nicht einig sind.
But all 3 are of the same mind about what makes a good boss.
Das schaut nicht schlecht aus, ja.
You have to personify a structure of values. And our values say that the company comes first, then the family, then the individual.
Stufen in verschiedenen Jahren. Und das sind immer wieder ähnliche und eingeblendet sind.
The Gütermann firm was founded in 1864 and has always been family-owned. A small museum near the main factory tells the company's history. This picture is from the 1940s. Post-war shortages meant Gütermann had to shut down thread production.
We said, we're not going to leave our workers in the lurch. We'll keep giving them work. But how? Well, we built these wooden wheelbarrows and stitched together house slippers. With that, we could still pay our employees something. Of course, we lost a lot of money, but fortunately, we were able to reduce our millions in debts by around 90% when the currency reform came along.
Today, some 500 people work in Gütermann's main German production facility. But globalization hasn't passed the company by.
A lot of our good customers have moved their sewing shops to Asia. But they still need high-quality thread, so we're following in their wake. We're building facilities in India. They'll be finished soon and we can start production.
In Europe, Gütermann specializes in industrial threads and twine, for example, for car makers. These airbags are stitched together with up to 80 meters of especially tough industrial twine. And Gütermann is trying to diversify. Recently, the firm acquired 2 companies that make handicraft supplies. The sales staff is now being retrained.
Gütermann
is more than just thread. Take these beads, for example. In future, we'll be targeting anyone who likes doing something creative with their hands. We'll be pitching products like these to them.
The factory is located in the picturesque Black Forest in southern Germany. The company's amateur orchestra is rehearsing at the local fire station. The ensemble is financed by the firm.
We're part of a small-town community where you don't just look at the bottom line, but also at what you can give back to the community. With us, it's music, and that's why we support the company orchestra.
But their rendition of Bolero still needs a bit of stitching together before it can be performed in public.